A look now at the responsibilities of the Energy and Mineral Resources arm of the Nigerian state and its plans to create an enabling environment for private investors in the sector. And we're joined by Taofiq Tijani, who is Commissioner for Energy and Mineral Resource Development in Lagos State. Good evening to you, Taofiq. Let's just talk firstly about sand mining. And of course, it sounds so simple. The sand is needed. It's often used in construction. Of course, like most mining, in fact, all mining, resource mining, there's only a certain amount of it. And you have to be careful of the damage that is done when you extract it, particularly on beaches.
Yeah, thank you. Sand, like you mentioned, is a very valuable resource in Lagos State, and the Ministry of Energy and Mineral Resources has a mandate to regulate sand mining in the state. And principally, that's just to reduce the number of illegal sand miners in Lagos State, because doing sand mining illegally really results in a lot of damage to the environment. The ministry is charged with the responsibility of regulating sand mining in the state.
It must be very difficult to police it because unlike, say, for example, gold mining where you have to go underground, we have illegal miners, but it's dangerous and it's difficult to get in there. Sand is a resource which is really freely available, open on top of the ground, easy to move, easy to transport.
Yeah, well, it's not that difficult for the ministry to do that. In the first case, we have some requirements for people that want to do sand mining. And part of the requirements is that they have to do what we call EIA, Environmental Impact Assessment. And with the environmental EIA done, we go also into doing quantification of the sand, in the volume of sand they really want to mine. Having done that, we give them a consent to go ahead and do the mining. And in doing that, we also make sure we do enforcement and monitoring, just to make sure that they keep to the required depth that we allow them to mine. So in that way, we reduce the incidence of environmental degradation, and also we make sure we keep out illegal miners out of the way.
So, and what are some of the other minerals and resources, riches that you have in the state, and to what extent are you exploiting them? What are the investment possibilities for these minerals in the Lagos State?
Yeah, thank you. There's several other minerals that we have in the state. As you're aware, Lagos State is in the sedimentary basin, which means we are actually in the region of oil and gas potential. But in terms of the real minerals, we've been able to discover limestone in Lagos State, some part of the Ekpe area, Itoikin, part of Lagos State. The depth of the limestone is deep, so we are still trying to appraise to know the volume and to make sure it's enough commercial quantity. We also have clay, we have kaolin, we have bitumen, in addition to other minerals that we have in the state. And all this we have put a lot of effort, in the last couple of years that I've been a commissioner, to see how we can attract investors, to kind of mine most of these minerals for the benefit of the state, and also for wealth creation and revenue generation and employment, for residents of Lagos State.
Well, obviously you want to exploit the minerals, you do want to create jobs. To what extent have you got private sector investment as opposed to state investment? And are the private sector investors interested in helping you with this? It's a relatively new ministry, so you've got quite a lot to do still. Yeah,
that's correct. Like I mentioned, since we started doing the normal quality regulation of some of these activities, we've got a lot of interest, both from within Nigeria and outside Nigeria, as to opportunity to invest in mining of most of these minerals. We've got people from Canada who have talked to us about the bitumen potential we have to see how they can mine it. But as you are aware, most of these activities also have a lot to do with the federal government of Nigeria. So as we are moving along, we are also trying to carry the Federal Ministry of Solid Minerals involved, because they need to give some kind of permit also for us to go ahead. But we've got a lot of people, talking to us, trying to come up with application to support us in mining most of these minerals in the state.
And of course, one comes back to the oil sector. One always thinks of Nigeria in connection with oil. It's a major part of the economy, but also gas. What is the balance between oil and gas as far as your state goes?
It's a good balance. In terms of the oil and gas in the state also, as you are aware, I mentioned earlier, we are in one of the sedimentary basins in Nigeria. There are about 7 sedimentary basins in Nigeria, and we are in the Dahomey Basin. What that means is that we are in the area of potential hydrocarbon, oil and gas activities. As I speak today, we've got some investors who have done exploration activities offshore Lagos State. They've discovered oil and gas. They've not started producing, so we cannot be classified as an oil-producing state. But we've got people who have really done exploration, they've done drilling, they've exploited, and they are actually appraising most of these assets. And hopefully, in no due course, if they start producing, Lagos State will be classified as an oil-producing state. And most of the assets that I'm talking about have substantial volume of gas and of condensate, which are of value to the state and to Nigeria as a whole.